Hello everyone and welcome to Broccoli Master YouTube channel. In today's video, we will integrate the GraphQL with our Django REST framework. So if you don't know about the GraphQL, GraphQL is an open source query language for the API that was developed by the Facebook in 2012. Unlike traditional REST API, where you fetch data through multiple endpoints, GraphQL provides you a single endpoint for all data requests. In traditional API, when we request data, then the server provides all the data that are available, regardless either we are using that data or not. This leads to increase the execution time and higher data cost. So GraphQL solves these all problems by allowing you to fetch only the specific data that you need. This reduces the data transfer and ensures better performance of the API. So this was the brief introduction to GraphQL. Now let's make a simple 2D applications and integrate the GraphQL in our Django REST framework. Let's create one of the to-do app and integrate the GraphQL on that to-do. So for it, I will open this folder in our VS Code. So let's open it fast. Right here, cmd. And one of the interfaces came here, and here you need to write code space dot. Here you can see that our VS Code will be open here. So now after that let's open the terminal, and on this terminal first we need to create the Django project. Okay, so for creating the Django project we need to write the command Django admin. Right here, start project, and let's define the project name as a to-do. Okay, so here you can see that our Django project is successfully created. So after that, let's enter in our to-do directory. So for it, right here, cd to-do, and let's zoom in so that you can see everything very clearly ways. So after that, we also need to create one of the app in our project. So for creating the app, we need to first set up our virtual environment. So let's set up fast here python -m and right here benov env. After that, it will take some times and our virtual environment will be created here. Okay, so wait for that. So now our virtual environment is successfully created. Now let's activate this environment. So for it, write the command env scripts activate. And now in this virtual environment, we have not installed the GraphQL, Django and Django REST framework. So we need to define or install everything in this virtual environment. So for it, write the command here pip install Django REST framework. So it will take some time, so wait for that. Now you can see that our Django and Django REST framework is successfully installed in our terminal. Now let's clear all these things here. Now after that, we need to create the app in our Django project. So for creating the app, we need to write the command python -py start app, and let name the app name is as a home. Here you can see that our home app is created. Now we also need to install this home app in our settings.py file. So for installing all things, let's define it here. Here we need to write home. After that, we have also installed the Django REST framework. Right here, REST framework. Okay, let's save it. And after that, we also need to define the URLs. So in the URLs files, you can see here, let's define here code, and after that let's define the path, and right here API / include, and define home.urls. We will write the name of our app here. Okay, so we have successfully defined the app route. Now whatever the URLs is defined here, for now just copy it, and in our app there you can see that no any urls.py file is created. So we need to create it in a manual way. So manually we are going to create this here, right, urls.py. on these URLs. Let's paste these all things. And for now, let's remove these things. Let's save. And after that, first we need to migrate all the files. Right here, Python manage.py migrate. So here you can see that some of the error is showing. Let me check here. I have missed the S. So let's correct it. Save it again. And again, make the migrate all the things. Here you can see that all the migrate is successfully done. After that, let's clear this screen and start our server. Python manage.py run server. When we click on this route, here you can see that our route is opened. And when we visit in our API, then here you can see that no any API is defined here because we have not defined it. So now let's create our models.py file here. So in this models.py file, first we need to create the class of our to do. So let's create it first. Class right here to do and models.model and define here title equal to models.charField max length equal to 100. Okay, after that also define description. Right here description equal to models.textfield. Okay, let's move this. After that we also need to define completed. Right here completed equal to models.boolean field and default value should be of false. Okay, now let's define the function of it. If string and return self dot title. So whatever the title we have right here, just returning this. So that when it save the data, then it will save as its title name. Okay, now let's save this. After that, let's also register these models in our admin.py file. For it, first we need to import the model. Right here from dot models import all. Here right admin dot site dot register. Find to do here. Okay, let's save this. After that, let's make the migration of these all models. So for it, let's clear the screen and here write Python manage.py make migration. Here in the migration, you can see that one of the migration is created, and we also need to migrate these all models in our database. So let's migrate this Python manage.py migrate. Here you can see that our migrate is done successfully. After that, we also need to create the super users for enter in our dashboard. So for it, let's create here Python manage.py create for you. Let's define the admin name, admin. I'm leaving the email address. For that, define the password. Click yes and run the server. Python manage.py run server. Okay. Now let's check either our model is created or not. Here you can see that. Let's enter in our admin space here, giving the admin username and password. Here you can see that our to-do model is created successfully. Okay. Now let's integrate the GraphQL in our project. So for integrating this GraphQL, let's create one of the shell here. First, we need to enter in our directory. Okay. Here, let can be scripts activate. Let's clear the screen. And after that, let's install the Graphene in our Django project. So here, pip install Graphene Django. So for using the GraphQL, we need to install the library called Graphene. Okay. So it will take some time. So just wait for that. Okay. The Graphene is successfully installed here. Now here we need to create the schema here. Before that, let's create a serializer.py file here. Here define serializer dot, and in this serializer we need to define all our model. First, we need to import serializer from our REST framework. Right here from REST framework, just import serializers. After that, from.modals put all. Oh, actually, why this? Oh, modals. Oh, sorry, I have made a mistake here. I have created the serializer.py file in our migration folder. Close it. Here on this, we create a serializer.py. Now again, import the serializer from our REST framework. From REST framework, just import serializers. That we also need to import the models from dot models. Import all model. Now create a class right here to do serializer. Find serializer dot. We will take a model serializer. Find here model serializer. After that, also need to get the meta. Write the model name. Also define the fields equal to all things. Okay, let's save this. After that, let's also create one of the folder name schema. Here on the schema.py, and on this schema we will need to define all the things. Either we are just reading data or using the CRUD operation like that, create, update, delete, or read only. Okay, so for it we need to define all these things in our schema.py. Here on the schema, let's define all these things. For defining it, first we need to import the graphene. Here, right here, import graphene from graphene Django. Put Django object, find here type. After that, let's also import from.modals. Put. Actually, we have not defined the graphene, I think, in our settings.py file. We also need to define this settings here. Find all these things right here. Graphene equal to find the app name home dot. Now let's save it. Now in the schema.py file. Now again it is showing the error. I think this error is came because we have also not defined in our install app. So here on the install app, you can see that on the REST framework below, find the graphene. Here just write graphene Django. Let's save it. Okay. So now let's again import graphene, and after that from graphene Django put Django object, find here type. That from dot modals put. Third way, we also need to define the class to do type Django object type, and here define class data right here model equal to find here field equal to id, title, description, and complete. Now for defining the mutation, we need to define all these things. For reading the data, let's define here the schema for reading data. Here class query, find graphene dot object, find type right here. After that, right here all to dos equal to graphene dot type, find here to do type. After that, let's call the function def of all these things, turn all object. Save this. Again, for making the mutation, mutation is actually used for creating, deleting, or operating the data. So here define for mutation, for mutation, get class, get mutation equal to graphene dot here object type. So right here mutation. After that also define 2D equal to graphene dot field type, define here class argument, find title equal to graphene dot string must be required there. That we also need to define the description. So write graphene dot string, it's required equal to. In a similar way, we also need to define the completed here graphene dot boolean, also defined here required equal to false. Okay. Now let's call the function def get self comma title completed equal to false. Find here to do equal to true title description and this to do, let's save this and return this to do. Okay. Now this mutation has been created for the creation of new data. Now if we want to update the data, so for it we also need to create another. So let's define here, find the mutation for updating the data, and right here class update to do mutation graphene dot mutation equal to graphene dot. After that here is also passed argument, here define title equal to graphene wire equal to. Here also we need to define the description, right here description equal to graphene dot string void equal to false. After that again define the completed equal to graphene dot boolean void equal to false. Okay, now save these all things. Def mutate find self comma id comma title description and completed should be defined as none, also define it as also here none. And on this I would like to handle this all things by using the exceptional handling. Let's try to do equal to do object dot get id equal to id, or if title not none then title equal to title. A similar way, if description is not none then to the description is equal to. A similar way, if completed is not none then to do dot completed equal to completed. And after that save these all things, return update to do mutation. Otherwise except to do does not exist, then it will raise the error. Let's print the message exception to do does not exist here. Okay, we have defined it for our update mutation, and we also need to define for the delete mutation. Right here class get to do mutation, get mutation, let's define here as graphene dot mutation, that success equal to graphene dot here boolean. Let's define the argument here, class arguments if id equal to id equal to graphene dot id, then required equal to. Now again define the function if get self id, find here try if to do equal to to do dot object dot get id equal to id, then to do dot, otherwise it will return the success. If all this to do object is deleted, then it will print the success message, not then it will return. Now we need to save all this update, create and delete version in our mutation. So create one of the class here, class mutation, define graphene dot object type, and here write create to equal to create to do mutation dot field. The similar way we also need to define the update and delete. Now save this all schema. Let's save this. Now let's run our server. Here when we press it, okay, so we have defined all these things. Now we also need to define these all things in our urls.py file. So in the urls.py file, let's define the GraphQL URLs. So here, right, from graphene Django dot view put of third way also define from Django dot views dot decorators for the CSRF put s. Now here define path GraphQL exempt, find graph will view as GraphQL. Let's save these all things. Our browser, go on the API. Also need to find the GraphQL right here. Graph. Here you can see that home schema.schema for graph setting definitely has no attribute object. So actually it is throwing the error in our, let's check it here. Here on the Django object type, I have write small o right here. O. Let's save it. Now again refresh these all things. Now here you can see that our GraphQL is running successfully. So here in our database you can see that no any data is available. So let's get the data from here. For getting the mutation, we will write the command here. Get. Okay, let's define all things on it. Here id1 also define as title, right title, find learn trf with graph. Also need to write a description right here, description, find hello world. After that also need to define completed right here. After that let's pose in this bracket and here define to right here id. Another should be a title. Third way there should be also a description, find completed. After that don't need these things. Let's move this. Let's give the get request. Here you can see that our data is created successfully here. Now when I refresh the database model, then you can see that learn drf with GraphQL is updated. So these are the techniques you can create the data. And now if we want to update the existing data, we'll call the update data field here. Okay, so here write update. Okay, and on this update to do, we will need to define the id name. So here on this, let's also include the id equal to find here 1. Okay, let's bring some of the changes here. I am just removing the learn, and let's update these all files. So here you can see that drf with GraphQL is successfully updated. So when I refresh this page, then learn drf with GraphQL, and when I refresh it, then here you can see that drf with GraphQL. It get updated now. So again, if I want to delete these all things or this existing data, then simply we will write to delete to do. Okay, so we don't need all things, just remove here, and on this also we don't need, also remove from there. Here just write id 1 and just call the get. Here delete. After that, here write success. When we get it, then here you can see that syntax error. Okay, I have made some of the syntax error. So here again we need to all things properly. Okay, and when we send this, then here you can see that our data get deleted successfully. When I refresh it, then here you can see that no any data is available now. So was the short overview of how can you integrate the GraphQL with your Django REST framework. If you like the video, please give thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends and family who want to learn the Django from the scratch. Thanks for watching the video. Keep watching and keep learning.